3 times a week, these 30 students leave their classes to go and fetch water. They walk nearly 2 kilometers to the closest spring and collect just enough to last a couple of days. This water will serve to clean the classrooms and toilets, as well as provide a little drinking water at lunchtime. A lack of water is just one of the many challenges facing Makoma Primary School in Bungoma East District in Kenya's Western Province. There were many challenges that students and teachers alike knew about, yet they felt powerless to make a change.
We used to queue at that old toilet. It didn't have locks. The toilets were very dirty. We could be affected with some jiggers.
The school needed help. In 2010, the district development officer came to visit the school as part of a new government initiative called Social Intelligence Reporting. He invited all of the school stakeholders to come and talk about the challenges they faced at the school. Social intelligence reporting aims to enhance social service delivery. This means the services of health facilities, schools, and the provision of safe drinking water. It works through using our collective intelligence as a community, working with what we know to understand the overall situation and work together to find solutions.
The first thing was to explain to them why we are here and the purpose why we are in that facility. First, before we ask anything them. And we make to them clear that we are not auditors, and we have come to them to assist them to change the facility.
The social intelligence reporting team can then assist the community in developing solutions locally or through government channels.
Government has a responsibility to provide certain services to the communities, to the people of the country, because they pay taxes. At the same time, the people themselves have a very serious responsibility. What has really worked and become sustainable is where the communities themselves are engaged, the people themselves are decision-making, and maybe the government comes in with whatever resources it has.
UNICEF is the technical advisor to the government on social intelligence reporting. They help to facilitate finding solutions for adequate social service delivery.
The barriers that actually hinder access to services could include, 1, financial, could be cultural, could be geographic, could be other challenges that have direct or indirect costs to the seekers of services, the communities. So we have realized that through social intelligence reporting, we are empowering communities to actually participate and engage with the service providers to be able to not only demand, but actually actively contribute to the offer of services.
Violet Kinuthia works with UNICEF's technical advisory team to the Kenya government for the Social Intelligence Reporting Initiative.
So we begin to say, what can we do towards this? And that's what we call an action point. And an action point is a commitment, clear with by when it should be done, who should do it, and when we should next monitor it, and what we can call the checklist. It's a checklist that they go looking out for. When those actions are completed, then the situation improves for the children, for the community members, and for the other stakeholders.
Makoma Primary quickly put together a list of action points, from academic goals to hiring new staff and rebuilding and repairing infrastructure. The list was then posted for all to see and get involved in. One of the first action points at Makoma Primary School was to post the school's funding from government and other sources in a public place.
The displaying of funds that has been received or allocated by the government is enhancing issues of transparency and accountability in the facilities.
The third action point was to destroy a dilapidated building that had become a breeding ground for child abuse. The school then applied for funds from an outside source, such as the CDF, or Constituency Development Fund. With these funds, they were able to build a new early childhood development building with small, child-friendly toilets. The fourth action point was to raise money to drill a borehole to give the school access to water, thereby keeping the children in school throughout the day.
Sasa hivi wenye wamechimba kisima tunaona ni heri kwa sababu sasa tutapata maji ambayo tutatumia kunywa kama ni wakati wa maakuli ya mchana.
Social intelligence reporting works across all social sectors, primarily with health, water, education, child protection, and nutrition. The Oresi Health Center in Kisii Central, Nyanza Province was created 20 years ago by an individual wanting to make a contribution to his community. At the time, it was a basic health center catering to a small population. The demand on the center became so big that it was handed over to the government just a few years ago. The Social Intelligence Reporting Team initially visited the center in 2010. At the time, the center had 9 nurses and 3 clinical officers. The request for more nurses resulted in 18 additional staff. The next challenge was then how to find space for all the patients. This was particularly the case with the maternity ward.
Ideally, a mother who has come in labor, she has delivered, she should remain in the health facility for 48 hours. So sometimes we are forced to discharge them even within 24 hours or 12 hours because the space is not enough.
The center is currently building a new maternity and pediatric wing on the premises, something that should have been built 8 years ago, but the check for the construction funds was never cashed.
We also went through their facility board members' book, and we realized that they had received funding in 2004-2005 to the tune of 400,000 from the CDF Nyaribari Church. And when we were coming here, that is 2010, January, the funds had not been utilized.
The Social Intelligence Reporting Team helped to get a new check for the old funds reissued. The rediscovered CDF funds also paid for a much-needed latrine to replace an old full pit latrine that was a potential health hazard for the center. In both Western and Nyanza provinces, water is everywhere. Finding safe drinking water, however, is not always so obvious. The hygiene of water was a major issue for the social intelligence teams. In Bungoma East, 2 action points were developed. The first is the installation of chlorine dispensers at protected springs to purify the water, making it fit for consumption. The second action was to work with the Kenya Water Company to place safe water kiosks in various locations. The cost is just 2 shillings per 20 litres, and the Social Intelligence Reporting Team is working to make it even more affordable. In Nyanza Province, Kisii Central District sits the Birongo Water Plant. In perfect working condition, the plant can serve everyone in a 45-kilometer radius. But until the Social Intelligence Reporting Team visited the plant last year, it did not function at all. Built in the early 1990s by international well-wishers, the plant was handed over to the community to manage. In 2002, the plant was shut down due to non-payment of an electricity bill. The Social Intelligence Team got involved to solve the problem at the highest level.
Well, the bill for the project was so big for the community. Since 5 million is not little money, so this one prompted us to ask the central government to provide funding for the project to be active and have benefit to the wananchi.
Children and young people are the primary users of social services. Therefore, it is important that they are part of the social intelligence reporting process. Children are encouraged to participate in voicing their own challenges and solutions as key members of the community. Their input is valuable in improving social services today and have an impact on future generations. For these Class 8 students, getting better scores means having a bright future full of possibilities.
I want to study well and go to a good secondary school, which will enable me to achieve my talents.
In the year 2010, my performance was not good, but now I have improved, and I know I'll make it. I'm ready to achieve my goal.
We cannot say that let the government come up with the solution, because we are the government. These are our facilities.
Using social intelligence reporting, The Kenyan government, with the support of UNICEF, is already seeing success in communities like Bungoma East and Kisii Central. As the initiative continues to roll out to other districts, the goals of Vision 2030 are starting to come into focus.